Aston Villa 1, Chelsea 4, and this was the João Pedro party. The João Pedro party. Like, what we saw today was what we wanted to see consistently. The chance creation, the way with the speed of moving the ball, and all that kind of stuff. But this could change our momentum and stuff like that, especially going into that top 4 or 5 race, whatever it is. Because this game, like I said in my preview, was essential. Essential, because essentially, if we didn't beat Villa, we probably wouldn't have. It would have been very, very difficult for us to make top 6, being 9 points behind. But having beaten them now, I think we're 3, 4 points behind. So it's not as. I think this was a very good win. I know I also put on my preview, on the actual on the thumbnail. I think I put something. What was it? I put something like time to restore. I don't even remember what I put here, but I put something crazy on, and people were looking at me thinking, I don't know why I said that. Time to restore order. I'm saying? That's what I put on there. I'm not saying I was confident. I did say 2-1. I did also think that some of the people that were saying things like, oh, you can't win. Oh, my days, how are you supposed to win at Villa? Da, 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 da. I know our record ain't the greatest, but we know the things that they're going through. So I think it was more of an excuse to say that, oh, we can't beat Villa and all that. Like, I think that was more of an excuse, considering they're missing Kamara, the lineup that they started with, and etc. But let's actually get into it. We started off shaky. Do you know what I'm saying? They started with that high intensity. We started with the high intensity. And I think the main thing that I took from this game is that we need to work on our passing accuracy. Even though that kind of improved within the game. But in the beginning and under pressure, oh my lord. It's like we have 2, 3 good passes, and then the fourth one is just overhit, and then we get hit on the counter. And it's always displays. So if you get hit in the counter, the opposition always seems to have a player somewhere, even if it's not in the picture. But like I said, Douglas Luiz scored the first goal. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Gusto that was running towards his own goal, passed it back, we cleared it, and it came back. We got hit in the counter, and that's something that Villa done a lot today. I think when we took our corners, they had people further up on the pitch. They had Watkins on the edge of the halfway line waiting. Anything, they were just clearing the ball and just hitting us on the counter a couple of times. And that's how we conceded. 2 minutes in, we conceded. And yeah, listen, today even so let's start with the lineup, innit? Obviously, Andre Santos went in the lineup. Reece James was in midfield with Caicedo. We had 4.9 starting. And this is probably his best game, considering how he's been playing in all our competitions. This is probably his best game in the league that we've seen in Chelsea. And it's still a low level, but it's still good from what I expect from him. Everyone knows I don't expect anything from him anyway, but he did something, innit? Do you know what I mean? He wasn't the reason our attacks were breaking down. He wasn't the reason. Well, he was at some points, but he wasn't the reasons why we almost lost the game and stuff like that. Like, he was tracking back, he was defending, he was he only knows cutting in. He doesn't know anything about going on the outside. He's scared to go on the outside. But he actually played well. He caused Cash some problems. I think in the first half he also passed the ball to Cole Palmer, I think, who had that shot saved. I think he also had that bit where I think he cut in, laid it off the sort. Oh, he crossed the ball and João Pedro headed it. It was saved as well. So those were some of the opportunities we had in the first half. And then João Pedro got the first goal. And nice. I think it's the through ball with the chip. Like, bro, it was like, cool, whatever. We got our first goal. Then just on stroke of our time, also it's 8 minutes added on. I think in between that, I think they scored as well. Watkins, that was offside. And it was just about contain them and just keep going forward. You know what I mean? Contain them, score the goals. You know what I mean? They had Palmer with, I think, João Pedro, I think, left the game with 3 goals, 2 assists, 1 assist. He assisted. Well, he got the touch of the goal for Paul Palmer as well. Garnacho got the ball across the box, which he scored from. And look, like I said, we created good enough chances. Do you know what I'm saying? Even the ones across the box, which is the first one from Malo Gusto. Enzo Fernandez, what a through ball to João Pedro as well for the second goal. So out of the performances overall for me were good performances, to be fair. Fofana, he was the one in the back line I wasn't really sure about today. Jurgensen on the ball was excellent. As a goalkeeper, he decides when he wants to be a hologram and when he doesn't. So you know what I mean? That's for that. I'm not really sure about the Gusto in midfield. I think Caicedo done alright. You know what I mean? Gusto for me on the right hand side, bro. He was just losing the ball, losing the ball. He has this tendency to run towards his own goal as well, which I don't like. He loves taking the ball towards his own goal. I'm like, bro, like if you slip, make a mistake, or pass it like he did in the first couple of minutes, we can concede, bro. Do you know what I mean? We can concede, but besides that, yeah, like I said, Enzo Fernandez finally some creativity, and all of a sudden we score goals. Palmer also, do you know what I'm saying, getting the goals all from the little ricochet and the half volley, I think it was. Do you know what I mean? And João Pedro, like I said, man, hat trick. His first Chelsea hat trick. I think it's the first Chelsea hat trick, especially the Premier League for us anyway, obviously. And then assist. So like I said, man, we done well, and then the manager just bought on the rest. You know what I mean? He bought on Romeo Lavia, Cucurella. Tosin was the one when I was like, okay, cool. No. Because essentially the game was a lot like a basketball game. And we did get caught on the counter attack a couple of times, innit? Why take that risk to have Tosin there, bro? If he's the last man, might as well just end it. You know what I mean? And Andre Sanderson, the lap just came on later on. So like I said, man, it was good. I don't know. I think once we quieted, like made Villa Park quiet, you saw it affected everyone. Like Emery's head was down, everyone's head was down. Then Morgan Rogers started kicking the ball and all that kind of stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? Early on, we could have even had the penalty for Reece James, but of course, VAR's blind now. Do you know what I mean? They're blind. They don't see things. But either way, look, we need to start kicking. Like I said many times on my match reactions and all that. Every time I say we need to keep kicking on, we find a way to mess it up. We need to keep kicking on. I liked our style of play. I liked how quick we were moving the ball, almost one touch. The speed of which we were hitting teams on the counter, the intent to actually wanting to go forward, to carry the ball forward, to look for the forward passes. We need to do this more consistently. And obviously, it's not the same when you play low blocks, but I need to see this more consistently. And then we could have a conversation about whether it's solidified top 5 and all that. And obviously, United dropped points today. United dropped points. Liverpool dropped points against Wolves yesterday. So, like, you have that, and it Villa dropped points. So, you know, we got to catch up for the points that we dropped for other, Burnley and all that. So, yeah, like I said, big up to everyone. Make sure you're liking and subscribing. Hype the video. Up the Chels. And I'm out. I'm out.